Hey everyone! So this video is building directly off of my previous video where I wanted to come back to the statement of Jesus concerning the regency of God being completed in Luke 22:16. Where remember, the regency of God, or the God here, is specific to the mystery, which I talked about in the first video in this series, which I've placed in a collection here, a playlist collection called The Regency of God. Where in Ephesians 1:10, following the statement regarding a mystery, the terms to uphead the all in Christ begins at eventide to midnight. Okay, so midnight is when the door shuts to the wedding feast, and those who are locked out are what I call third watch timers. All right, Luke 12:38 shows us that there are orders, according to the watch times, of coming into the wedding feasts, where all who come in, whether first, second, or third, are blissful, are those. Okay, so the terms to uphead the all is according to a mystery and an allotment which is called heavenlies on in Christ. Where I have a video also talking about the context of heavenlies on. So, when Jesus says that, not ye not will I eat it till any will I be completed in the regency of God, he's talking about the completion of the terms to uphead all here. Into the guardship of the dwelling law of the mystery, of the completion of the terms to uphead all in Christ. Completion. Where notice in Luke 22:16, after he refers to the completed of the regency of God, he parts thoroughly the bread, which is a symbol of the parting of the allotments. The terms to uphead according to the mystery, prepared before the downcast of the cosmos, and then the finishing of the dwelling of Israel, prepared from the downcast of the cosmos. So he parted thoroughly, and then now the context here is the regency comes to this audience. Not from the becoming of the vine till the regency of God comes, will be when, as it were, he, the Son, Christ, personally gives beside the regency of the God also to the Father, when, as it were, he makes down and working every origin being and every authority, for it is binding for him to reign with all of us who will reign with him as seated on thrones, until he set the enemies under his feet, which the enemies are here. So when he gives beside the regency of God to the Father, this is after midnight, after the terms of the completion of the upheading is finished. So again, not yea will I eat it until it will be completed in the regency of God is the completion of the terms to uphead the all. And then he takes and parts thoroughly, cut in two, which is midnight. And then I say to you, he's talking to a third watch time audience. Not ye not will I drink from the now on, from the become of the vine, till the regency of God comes upon them. Okay, so we also see a thorough parting mentioned in Luke 12:53, which actually points to the parable of the 10 virgins as well. So, having been thoroughly parted, for from the now, 5 will be in one dwelling site, having been thoroughly parted towards one another, 3 on account of 2, and 2 on account of 3, which he is alluding to the watch times right back here. The second and third watch times. Verse 38. So those who are thoroughly parted towards one another are those who have the expectation and understanding of the mystery, and those who do not, who will be locked out or shut out of the door of the wedding at midnight. This is why we see all of the debate between people saying, there is no rapture, we will go through the great tribulation. And others who say, no, we won't. Because some are actually according to the mystery and some are not. It's that simple. So 5 will be in one dwelling, parted towards one another. Again, Luke 12:52. The 5 are the 5 sober-minded virgins who will be parted thoroughly towards the foolish virgins. So 5, 3 on account of 2, 2 on account of 3. Second watch time, third watch time. We're seeing this now. This thorough parting towards one another is seen in the arguments between those who are going to go through the Great Tribulation, which is the third watch time, and those who will have seat on thrones to judge in the third watch time during the time of Jacob's trouble, during the completion and finishing of the dwelling of Israel into the allotment prepared from the downcast of the cosmos. Matthew 25:34. Right here. They will allot the regency having been prepared from the downcast of the cosmos, which is not the heavenly on blessing. They're blessed, but this has to be correctly cut. The from has to be correctly cut from the before of Ephesians 1:4. Before the downcast, according to a heavenly's on blessing, according to a mystery, and terms to uphead the all, which is the regency of God that begins here when Christ comes at eventide. Eventide in the parable of Mark 13:35 has disappeared in Luke 12:38. Here. It's not there. Why? Because those who come into the wedding back here come in first. They're going out of the wedding now, showing the wedding's in progress. They're officiating spirits in the regency of God, who will officiate over others who come into the regency of God as down established. Where 5 out of 10 enter the wedding feasts, then here at this conclusion, the completion, when it's given beside over to the Father here. This is what Paul meant by being diligent to give yourself standby approved to God as unashamed worker, correctly cutting the word of truth, because those who are shut out here will be shamed. Okay, so standby approved means you come in at midnight. This was the zeal of Paul concerning the mystery, to be jointedly bound to one man, the bridegroom, to give as pure virgins standby to Christ. So when the door is shut, you are not shut out.